Welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we share testimony stories. Our topic for today is violence against children. And for this topic, we've invited Mr. Nelson Banda to come and talk to us about this violence against children. Mr. Banda, welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
The audience, how are you out there?
Thank you. So, Mr. Banda, we've seen a lot of talk about children being abused. We saw there's an act actually that the president signed to. So now you're not only functioning from without,
yes.
There is an act that you can follow. So can you tell us more about violence against children? What is really going on?
Well, there's so much violence, and I must mention that there's a lot of focus on talking about violence against children outside the home. But we sometimes overlook that in our own spaces, in our own homes, children can be violated by those people that they live with.
That care for them.
And you see, if the world is also responding to violence against children in homes, because that's where it starts all. Okay, before they go to the community, before they go to school, children are also violated in the homes, and we must get interested to prevent such kind of violence. Because if a child is violated in the home, if a child is beaten, we're teaching them something to say in the future, this is what you should do.
This is how you should behave.
Yeah, this is how you should behave. And in your own home, you must beat your own children. When you get into your space with your friends, if they say something which you are not happy with,
you must hit them.
You must hit them. So we need to start from our own homes to talk about violence against children. And what is now exciting is that a lot of institutions globally are talking about violence against children, including the UN systems.
Okay.
They are talking about how do we address violence against children. Here in Zambia, of course, the president has signed a law which is very, very commendable, because it will make sure that violence against children is brought to a stop, so that even parents
stop. Because I saw it's 2022. The president signed that act in 2022. It's called Act Number 12. Act Number 12, and that's a children's code. So everybody is being asked to embrace the children's code. And there was a case just recently, maybe you saw it in the media, of that man who was abusing his child, and the child was crying. He was actually hitting the child, and the child was crying, saying, I want to go back to my mother, I want to go back to my mother. But he kept on hitting her, but somebody captured him on a video, and they gave that to the police. And as we are talking, that man is in jail, jailed for 5 years. So it's already working. Yeah,
I think that was a good reaction from the
public.
Yes. This is what we need to do whenever we see a child being abused.
Or anybody else for that matter. What I've noticed is that we are very fond of saying, it's not my business. People could be fighting next door, and you're not interested in finding out what's going on. You hear someone cry until they are quiet. You think now they've stopped, not knowing that now someone has died. So we really need to be our brother's keeper. Okay, so what other violences are you recorded?
Well, the most common one that we are grappling with almost every part of the country is actually defilements, sexual violence against
children. That's so
Boys
sad.
are also being abused, but the majority of children that are abused are girls. Girls are more vulnerable in a lot of ways.
Is it for witchcraft, or why would they target?
Some people want to get rich because the singer told them to go and sleep with their grandchildren.
Or go and sleep with a virgin and you become rich.
Yeah, you get cured of
HIV. Oh dear.
Yeah, so there are all sorts of stories But we are trying to do as much as we can to work with the several community leaders, a cross-section of society, so that these kinds of situations are not should not continue. Okay, the most depressing one is the defilement of children that don't know anything about sexuality.
Can you imagine?
Babies who are in nappies, they don't understand anything about sexuality. Okay, but they find that
because someone has told you you'll make money by doing that, and you're also stupid enough.
Recently, the Zambia police has released some information, statistics about gender-based violence in general, and you find there are children who have been abused. Okay, in those statistics. So what that tells us is that everyone in the community must take an interest to protect the children, because at the end of the day, they don't know anything about sexuality. So why should someone take advantage of them and abuse them
and cause them so? Because that's killing them.
Yeah, that's killing.
That is something that it's a trauma that is there for life.
Yeah. That
they cannot recover from. And also they've seen there are many cases of abandonment. Are you facing that with Men's Network, where men are leaving their homes or abandoning children? So because now we are seeing a lot of child-headed homes, and you start wondering, okay, some it has happened because the parents died, but we've seen that there's a growing number of men just up and leaving and abandoning their children. Is that something you're dealing with?
Yeah, we are dealing with the different kinds of situations, and the child abandonment is one of the things that we're dealing with. And what we have seen is that men, because of developing extramarital affairs, you find that someone is married in Chelmsford but he has got a girlfriend in Kalingalinga. They actually move from Chelmsford to Kalingalinga or Matero, abandoning maybe 4 children, but he's staying with a woman
who also has children, who are not his children, but he's taking care of those children, abandoning his own. Does that make sense, really?
It doesn't make sense, because what are you looking for? You have got your own children who are struggling with the food. You go and
you start providing for someone else.
Someone may probably who also abandoned their children, and you are there, providing. It doesn't make sense, because of course we know that children are children, but when you bring children into the world, it's
you
your
have accepted the responsibility.
Yes, it's a lifelong responsibility until when those children start
standing on their own feet. Because we have now a growing number of children on the streets. I've seen an advert talking about the streets being so scary for them, how they are hurt on the streets, and now they are appealing, actually the children are appealing to parents to care for them. So it shows that the homes are not safe for the children. Why would a child leave a home which is safe to prefer to live on the streets where it's so dangerous?
And some of those children live because you've talked about their homes not being safe. Some of the homes actually are not safe because maybe there's conflicts between the parents. You find that if parents are always engaging in quarrels, the children find it difficult to cope up with those situations. If say a child was doing very well at school and he sees the parents fighting all the time, they start doing.
They start failing. They start doing badly because they're emotionally
disturbed. So you find that they run into the streets where they can start finding comfort.
From other peers who are also going through the same traumas.
And at the end of the day, if they spend so much time on the streets, they start abusing each other. But those situations are there for everyone to see here in Lusaka.
It's very sad. No, we are happy that you're taking this on board, because I saw that there was a report that in Mumbwa, there's about, just Mumbwa alone, they were reporting about 160 cases of children being abused. They talked of incest, they talked of defilements. So it's like everything is happening, and it's children are not safe. So we're just grateful that the president has assigned to this act of number 12 of the of 2022. That act, from what we saw recently, shows that it's working, because recently, like I've explained, that man abused his child, and before long he's locked up. That will act as a deterrent to others who may be wanting to go that route.
During the 16 days of activism last year, we organized an in-hour for parents, and children in Chongo, and we had some very interesting testimonies of about 6 girls who got pregnant because of situations. One of them was actually conflicts at home, and we managed to withdraw them from child marriages. I think in one of the recordings I shared about how the Boys Network are doing to work with these girls. So we rounded them up to provide, to share their experiences. And one of them stood up to say, look, I got married because I wanted to come out of a violent situation at home, because my parents were always fighting, so I had no peace. So such kind of disturbing experiences that we encounter.
No, Mr. Banda, thank you so much for that input. I think this will go a long way in alerting the people what is going on and how we can support each other. I think the most important thing, the most important takeaway from this is that we should be each other's keeper. When you hear violence, screaming, crying, whether it's a child or it's an adult, make it your business to find out what's going on. Don't say it's not my business. It is your business. When that person dies, they've died on your watch. So let's make it our business to ensure that everybody is safe, everybody is happy. It's only then that even you can be happy. So thank you very much for continuing with the good works. We ask that God blesses you. We ask that your needs are answered and made so that you are able to grow and help even more people.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. So let us all be each other's keeper. Let's not tolerate hearing someone suffering, someone crying, someone, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult. It's our duty to ensure that everybody is happy. It's only then that we'll all be happy. So in case you have not subscribed to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, please, we're asking you to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. As you're watching the video, look for where it says subscribe, click on it, give us a thumbs up so that YouTube can share our video with other people. And then also share it widely. That way you'll be helping a lot more people to know about the stories that we're sharing and to give them hope. Comfort Time continues. Stay blessed. See you in the next video.